Hey, Wranglers, welcome to the show. Now, for some reason, my glasses are crooked, but that's okay. Today, we're going to talk about some viewer mail and some viewer comments I got, and I'm going to respond to those, and so that we can have some kind of dialogue going on here. First of all, one of my listeners, and I really appreciate him, is I'm not going to say his name because what I don't want is people harassing each other. Now, I just call him Mr. Nelson for right now, and I want to caveat this by don't if you like or don't like what you hear, don't go harassing somebody. Don't go to their page and bother them or anything like that. I commented on the Springfield concert I had to work on with my advertising business and some other things, and he was there at Parker Days when this thing got rained out, and subsequently I showed a picture of Rick Springfield and made fun of him because it was I thought it was a funny picture, and let me pull that up real quick. Let me whip this out, as they say. But I made fun of this picture of Rick Springfield. I said things like he's got the Nurse Ratchet vibe and I don't know, some dollar store something or other. I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was funny. Anyway, well, he looks like Benedict Cumberbatch, dollar store Benedict Cumberbatch, and this is the picture I was making fun of him of. And I did this. I was roasting him after the video. Now, what happened when I did this Paul Parker Days thing? I don't think Rick Springfield was necessarily the problem. Maybe way back he was. He says I want to advertise this, but his people were not on the ball with this situation that I had for advertising. Anyway, this is the photo I made fun of. Now, Mr. Nelson was there, and he at the concert and saw it get rained out, and he made the comment that this picture of Rick Springfield looking the way he does was for a movie role or a TV role or something along those lines. And I think, oh, that's fine. Sometimes actors can do great transformations. Like Gary Oldman or Christian Bale and all kinds of different people can look like somebody totally different. One day Christian Bale can look like a crackhead. The next day he can look like Dick Cheney. He's that good at what he does. And Rick Springfield's trying to change his look. But by the same token, looking at this picture, and he says it's for a TV show or whatever. And I'm asking, what is it? Golden Girls Part Two. I don't know what else he'd want to be. The Mummy Returns. There could be a million different shows he could be on. That'd be my my take on this. So anyway, that's first piece of viewer mail I wanted to address, and I have a thick skin, and I hope my listeners do too. I made a lot of this in fun, but Mr. Nelson may not like it, but that's okay. Uh, you come to the playground, you come to the Wrangler, come to the roundup here with the Wrangler, you got to have some thick skin. I got thick skin, you need thick skin. Anyway, let's talk about Nick Falzone. Uh, he, I said his name. He's a regular listener, and I really appreciate Nick. And we talked about the perspective of speaking to the dead and all that. And there's a lot of big biblical people who are into the Bible, who the Christian Bible, that feel that uh, a lot of the spirits or whatever, the dead that appear to people or people claim appear to them, are actually demonic forces, and he pulls that out, or I should say pulls that out. He brings that up, and in some cases I believe that's right, but in some cases I think the Bible does acknowledge the existence of actual ghosts the best they can. There's two times, not only the ghost of in at Endor with the witch of Endor and the ghost of the prophet Elijah, but when Christ returned and walked through the wall, the disciples thought he was a ghost. Now, if everything was supposed to be demons, these men had been well educated. They might, they would have said, no, it's a demon imitating Christ, but or whatever. But no, they actually thought it was a ghost. So I'm going to tell you something down and dirty here that I believe. I think there's things out there, if there is life after death, there are creatures that have never been alive that inhabit that world. There are people who were alive like us and died and that inhabit that world, and there are demons and angels that inhabit that world. So I think there's a myriad of different. There's a spectrum of things there, and also a spectrum of intelligences in these things. But we'll talk about that kind of stuff later. So I'm responding to that, but I think Nick made a very, very good point, and he said seeking out knowledge from these things could be worse than idolatry, and I believe that. Not that I'm all worried about idolatry, but the danger is being misled by something that means you harm, whether it's a ghost or a demon. I mean, that's the thing about the spirituality aspect of that. Was that interesting enough for you? Let me take a little bit of a break of my voice here. I did a video about relaxation techniques, and I have a confession. Originally, I started that video as a joke, but it turned out I just kept giving real relaxation techniques, and it benefited a lot of people. So I was trying to be funny and make up, kind of do a send up of some of this shit, and I ended up getting ended up making them actually what would you call a more serious video, but I thought it was pretty good. Ultimately, I'm proud of that. I mean, I'm glad it was more helpful than it was trolling. So relax. Go look at the relaxation video. It's very nice. It's gonna help you calm down. And then we had a friend of mine, Mr. Dixon. He comments. He goes, "Some employers want I expect you to be in two places at one time and to have at least two pairs of hands." He's right. Sometimes employers ask way too much of employees, and that's why it's very careful when you're in the employment world to set your boundaries. Okay, you're doing this, you're doing that. No, you can't. I'm going on this vacation. I'm having this baby. I'm doing whatever. There's been employers who have asked women to postpone having their babies because there's a project going on. You just don't do that. What kind of an idiot asks that? There's also been a woman that recounted an incident with her boss where the boss said, "Can you stop doing your dialysis treatments because it's interfering with our time schedule here?" Her snide comment was like, "Well, yeah, sure, I can die. I can just go ahead and die, and all that." But no, she did not quit him, and she went right to HR and told them what's up, and she should do that. So no, don't let your employer take advantage of you. Start from day one. Set your boundaries. You're going on vacation. You're taking vacation. They will respect you more for that than being the Mister Work Hard 24/7. Uh, kill yourself for the company guy. You go there to make money. You go there to be paid. That's the bottom line. And they don't own your life. They don't own your time. They don't know any of that. And they do expect you to be in two places at once. I worked at a company that expected you to know things that they never taught you, or they might show you once 6 months. Show you something very complicated. At one point, and then 6 months later, you ask for some tips. Hey, hi, how are we supposed to do this again? I remember we discussed it, and then people they got mad at me and they're like, "We showed you this 6 months ago," and I'm like, "What the hell? One time 6 months ago? I mean, did you just hear what you said? Did you not fucking hear it? I'm serious." And and then when I quit that place, I quit because of a health reason, and I was moving too. Also, um, I quit, and they there was something that needed to get done, and I had almost finished it, and I put the code in and all that kind of stuff, checked the code into the repository, and the same bitch was asking me, "Well, can Mark finish the code before he leaves?" And this was like something like she was expecting me to hang around for two. And my boss asked me, "Will you do this?" And I said no. I said I'm sticking with what I originally wanted. I'm done. I'm gone. I gave you my 2 weeks. I'm out of here. And he respected that, and he actually left the company shortly after I did. So some of these companies are just garbage. I mean, they first of all they're mismanaged. They're selling shit. They're selling garbage, and they expect you to be heroic. And that's one thing I learned in software right away is if you're relying on people to be heroic, you're failing already. Okay, anyway, we'll get into that another time. Now, I had a ask. I'm going to be doing that my late night Neon Wrangler show soon, and the guy that's going to be doing with me is a good friend. He's been my best friend since we were in middle school, and he's a police chief. And so I'm previewing that a little bit as soon as I get the tech issues worked out. He asked me about the Karina Compton case. She was the person here in my own town that got busted sleeping with a student, a 17-year-old student, and when she did this, the her I mean, not when she did it, but well, her husband committed suicide shortly after this was discovered in December of last year. Or I say committed suicide. Her husband's dead. He died pretty quickly right after. He died in December when the affair was uncovered, and I believe it was suicide. And he was a lawyer here in town, And then she was actually finally arrested in January for furnishing illicit images to a minor and all that. And her name was Karina Compton. You can see her in my videos there. And he asked me for an update on her, and he was putting my nose to the grindstone here. What's the deal? Where is she going? Is she in, is she has she been charged and all that kind of thing? And I couldn't remember what I did in my video, so I went back and watched my own video. Here's the deal: she's been indicted by a grand jury. We don't have a trial date yet, and as soon as we get a trial date, I'm going to let you know. Right now, she's out on $20,000 bail, and she's in a halfway house type situation. So that's the update on Karina Compton. So, brother out there, I'm talking to my friend. He is, she's been indicted, grand jury indictment, waiting on trial, and we have that taken care of. So anyway, that's some answers from some viewer mail there. Also, I need this is a show I'm really, really excited to do because I want to thank there's a lot of people I want to thank that have been helping me along here, and some of them are pretty surprising. First of all, I belong to a weightlifting forum, and that's all I'll say about it. And the guys in the weightlifting forum are great, but they're also uh, heartless critics. If they think something needs to change, they will let you know right away without you know mincing any words, without trying to spare your feelings or anything. They'll just lay it on the line. And they're not a bunch of meatheads. They're a bunch of misanthropes, is what they are. And they know that they'll appreciate being called that. They're some of the biggest weirdos on the internet, next to a couple of the other weirdo boards. And I love them for that. And I've been on that board for 20 years. And I don't know if I should say the name or not, but I think I'll keep it to myself. Well, you can do it. It's called the MISC. That's all I'm going to say. And it's got good and bad, a bunch of weirdos on it. But you can literally take almost any problem you have to the MISC and ask somebody there, and somebody in the MISC will know. Like, hey, I've got a broken a tail light on this rare car. How do I find a replacement? And some car buff on the MISC will know right away how to go get it. And they might give you a ton of shit about it, but they're there. Anyway, they're a great group, and I love them. And they've always generated more positive, I mean, than negative for in general in the world. They would say the exact opposite right now, and I'm probably gonna if they bother to watch this video, they which some of them don't. If they bother to watch the video, they'll have something to say. But let me talk. I mean, thank a few of them that are regular commenters on my videos, and I love all of you guys. And if I miss you, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of running out of time. Muslim Press, I love you, brother. Off White Bra, I love him. Miggs, I love Multiple Miggs. Multiple Miggs is just like you'd imagine from the movie. And Jay Reacher, they're all great. They're all great responders. They all have great things to say. Anyway, I got the mist there. I've had tons of friends on Facebook that helped me through my ordeal here, and all that. But one of the most surprising things I've gotten that really pleased me and impressed me is the Muslim community. For whatever reason, I had a lot of Muslim brothers. I mean, I'm not a Muslim, but lots of Muslims not only commented on some of my videos, like my giant videos, the video about giants, but also were concerned with my health. They prayed, and concerned with me while I was in the hospital, and they would pray for me, and they would wish me the best, and they would do all that. And this was coming unsolicited from the Muslim community. Of course, there's a few nuts that were in any community, but these 99% of these guys or gals were so nice, and they were just helpful and nice and spiritual and positive. And I want to thank you guys, and I thank the Muslim community for doing that, for watching my videos, for being cool, and showing what you know showing good things to everybody, and showing great things to me, praying for me. You Christians prayed for me too. I had Christians and Muslims and Buddhists praying for me, and I know it helped. I absolutely know it helped. Praying to Allah helped, and I'm not afraid to say that, and praying to Jesus and all that. But thank you guys. I really want to thank you for that. I think that just about wraps up. And then this has been my thank you episode, and you guys know the YouTube thing. Not going into it. Just you know how to do it. So anyway, love you. This has been Neon Wrangler. I'll see you at the next roundup with some more weird and interesting stuff, or who knows what the hell I'll do. I'm not sure yet. Take care.